Well, in this week's fishing tip, Ray and Mandy show us some effective and easy techniques for catching bass.
Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about different kinds of techniques that we can use for fishing bass, but these are techniques that will also work on literally any fish, on walleyes, northern pike, panfish. And we're going to start off with a wacky worm, and Mandy's going to explain what that wacky worm is.
Absolutely. So any staple in a bass fisherman's tackle box and arsenal for techniques, it's got to be a wacky rig. So there's different size hooks. This one has a brush guard on it, different size weights, different lengths of worm, obviously different colors. But the whole point of this, when you cast it out, this slowly floats down and kind of has a strange little action in it. There's different kinds of worms that you can actually use with these rigs. This is Ringo that goes on there that gives it a little different action as he goes down. So when we're talking Senkos, next in mind obviously has got to be a Neko rig. Everybody's like, what's a Neko rig? By simply weighting one end with a weight in here changes the action completely on these rigs to go from a weightless Senko to a Neko rig. So this weight will actually make this worm, as it goes down, sink this way. So when you jig it, it comes back up and it sinks again, coming back down.
And a standard bait that we use for worms is just a jig and a worm. And that's what this is a mushroom jig head with about a 5-inch plastic worm on it. Very common color, blues, browns, motor oil colors are very popular. That's the standard. Kind of the rage the last couple of years has been what we call the Ned, N-E-D. And a Ned is simply another mushroom jig, in this case, and a little tiny short worm. It's become very popular, very good for smallmouth bass and very good for largemouth bass. And you can also take this jig off and just use a regular bass hook. It doesn't have to have a jig on it. It can have a bass hook, and you can just use the weight of the hook and the plastic for fishing. Very effective techniques. For the Nisswa Guides League, I'm Ray Gildow.
And I'm Mandy Eric, the bass biologist.
If you enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland PBS.